Hello there and welcome to Sanga Studios. Today I want to talk about these acoustic panels you can see behind me, these sound absorption panels. There's a pink one and a blue one just behind my head. There's a yellow one over there behind my monitor. There's another one over there, and at that side of the room there are four more. I know there are hundreds of videos out there about making acoustic panels, but after I'd finished the first four I was so pleased with myself that I thought I'm going to make a video too. Okay, so let's have a look at my plan for making these panels. This is a wooden frame made of the cheapest wood I could find. The important distances are the 50 millimeters here is an important distance because that's how thick the Rockwool slabs are that I bought, and I wanted them to be flush with the front of the panel here. There are only two lengths of wood here. There's a 605 millimeter length, which is the width of the Rockwool, and there's a 930 millimeter length, which is the length of the Rockwool plus 20 mil, 10 mil either end to compensate for this, the thickness of this wood here. These wooden slats here keep the Rockwool flush with this point and also create an air gap underneath. It doesn't really matter the depth of this wood as long as it's at least as thick as the Rockwool, but I gather that an air gap behind the Rockwool helps acoustically as well to absorb more sound. But in case you're wondering, I ended up with this width of 85 millimeters, 8.5 centimeters. Of course, you could go wider, but I'm not in a very big room here, so I didn't want to go too far away from the wall. There are nails here to hold it, and I glued it as well, which I'll show you in a minute. I had to drill holes for the nails because the wood was so cheap. I was afraid to split it, so I drilled pilot holes for all the nails as well. So to make the panels, first of all I ordered the slabs of Rockwool and checked the measurements online. Then I walked to my local DIY store and bought the wood, which you can see here. It's very cheap wood. You could only buy it in batches of 10 planks. And the wood's full of knots and splits, and it's horrible stuff, but it doesn't really matter because it's all hidden anyway. I started by measuring out the lengths of the wood I needed. So for each panel there are 2 long pieces and 4 short pieces, and I chopped it up as you can see. I'm using a saw guide because I'm incapable of cutting a straight line, so I find this saw guide invaluable. Once I'd cut all the wood, I measured where the holes would be for the slats. Then I drilled those holes. Again, I use a drill press because I can't drill in a straight line either. So once the wood was all cut and drilled, I glued it up, hammered the nails in, and got them ready, and then waited for the frames to dry. Once the frames were glued and dried and nailed and solid, I put some eye screws, whatever they're called, in the sides so I could string wire across and hang them on the wall. And then I sanded all of the sides down and used a rasp on the corners just to make sure there weren't any sharp edges that would rip the fabric. Then I put the slab of Rockwool in, which fits perfectly, and stretched the fabric across and attached it with a staple gun. I bought checked fabric because I thought it would look nice, but an added bonus of this fabric is that it was much easier to stretch it across because I could see exactly how far I was stretching it all the way up and down and keep it aligned with the sides. So then I hung them up, and as you can see, I think they look pretty cool. And I'm recording this voiceover in the new studio room. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed it and you want to, help me out a bit, then you could like the video and subscribe and all those other things. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye bye.